Our Biafran American veterans have written a letter to Donald Trump seeking his authorization to back Simon Ekpa in the fight. They want.
We hereby inform Biafrans, American Biafran Veterans Network, ABVET, is not one and the same organization as American Veterans of Igbo descent. We are all Igbo people, but we, American Biafran Veterans Network, are defined.
And I hope you see what is going on right now in Nigeria. This is what you can do. I know you can, you have the power, you have the ability to do it. Please, get this done. I am ready to bear arms against Nigeria. Please, let's invade Nigeria. Let's put an end to a tyranny government. Let's put an end to a tyrant government.
To give intelligence so that Simon Ekpa, of course, can have that superiority in intelligence ahead of the Nigerian army. I mean, these are all in a bid and in preparation for the December 2nd declaration. What's your reaction to this?
But don't you see that God has something, in package as a provision, for the Biafrans? When Trump actually emerged victorious, during 2024 U.S. presidential election. God has good plans for Biafrans, and they can see how the awareness of Biafran emancipation has been at least, celebrated, over the months, years, this time around. And judging by awareness created so far by Biafra agitators all over the world, to the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. I don't want to go to the angle where Naftali Bennett, the predecessor of Benjamin Netanyahu, who had gone too far on Biafra recognition before the administration of Benjamin Netanyahu ensued. See, let me tell you, it is a thing of joy for the Biafrans. It is a celebration time for the Igbos in Nigeria and without Nigeria. The only Igbos in diaspora have been celebrating since 2 days ago, prior to Donald Trump's victory, which actually was at least affirmed yesterday. Though I know there are some of our brothers in America, due to my immigration law, that has, currently been on the other side, on the side of, American law. It is not allowed, migrants without accurate document, at least, to stay in the U.S., country. But I'm just, trying to emphasize on how important it is for the Igbos in America, Biafrans in diaspora, to give their support to Donald Trump. See, the victory of this blunt American citizen is a great, a celebration, great significant meaning to the Igbos in diaspora and in Nigeria. See, let me just make something clear to everybody. Trump has come to actually validate his promises to the Igbos, to the Biafrans, both in Nigeria, in America, and any other part of the world. We are now in a very, very celebration mode. Since 4 years, this is the first time Biafran agitators, the Igbos, have heaved a sigh or sighs of relief around the world. The Igbos has been enduring morning and morning, for 4 years now, when Donald Trump was ousted by old Joe. I mean, Joe Biden, whose administration has just, expired. It is a thing of joy for us. It is a celebration mood. Simon Ekpa has been dancing and dancing and dancing for how many hours now? A dance of victory, a dance of celebration, because the man we know actually that we fight for Biafra emancipation has come. A push in the House of Congress towards Biafra independence is now a thing of reality. For how many hours now? Every Biafran, every Igbo man in Nigeria, outside Nigeria, are congratulating themselves, over the victory of the most honest world president. I'm using the word world, not American president, because Donald Trump is now #1 citizen of the world. A position that, Biden has taken for 4 years now, and nobody has known about Biden. Biden is not celebrated. He's the most clueless American president ever. Look at what happened in Afghanistan. Look at what is happening between Ukraine and Russia. Look at what's happening at the axis of Middle East. The Hezbollah, Hamas, the Iran trying to annihilate the Jews. That is the worst thing ever that has happened in the history of the world. A situation whereby all the Jews, all the Arabs, all the countries on the axis of evil are trying to edge out Israel from their God's own land. This time I have to tell you, Mr. Lee, that my take is always a positive one, to actually tell my fellow Biafrans that we have arrived. Well, at least judging by his statement that Tinubu is one of the most clueless president Nigeria has ever had. He's not up to 24 hours in the office. He has not even been inaugurated. But this is just an aftermath of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. Illegitimate one, illegal one, extrajudicial one. An administration that has not been celebrated by Nigerians, but a sad news to all Nigeria. Tinubu is a bad news to us. And the White House regime that will bring color to African country, very colorful celebration, very colorful, let me say, education to all Africa, all Africans to know their rights. It has come. Donald Trump is at the helms of that.
Mr. Ralph, yesterday I spoke with a supporter of Tinubu, and I asked him that I think Tinubu and himself should be worried, because I think Donald Trump will galvanize and probably expedite this emancipation of Biafra. And he told me, this guy, a supporter of Yoruba, of course, he said that Biafrans are only living in delusion if they think Donald Trump will come to Nigeria and interfere in the internal affairs. So I just want you to react to that before I go to the next question.
I think if you ask me, I will tell you that Yoruba respondent is delusive. He's also suffering from acute delusion. Why did I say this? They are always, in that kind of perception, misunderstanding, the kind of, the kind of dark age, ideology of skepticism, ideology of, let me not use the word of blue, but gloom. That is darkness, that Trump will not come to Nigeria. When did we begin to see Trump coming to Nigeria? No, it's a question of policy. When the policy is thrown out on the corridor of world power, what do we do here in Nigeria? We will all bow. Tinubu administration will bow. Because it's a situation whereby America will impose, or the whole world will impose, an embargo, sanction on Nigeria. Nigeria will drift more into abyss, and the economic abyss will throw Nigeria into another, let me say, eclipse, political eclipse that will alienate Nigeria from the third world, current world, developing world, third world country, and Nigeria will be seen, sinking in the abyss the more. See, it is not all about Trump coming. What do you mean? Trump is not coming here. Trump will just say a word and it will be done. It is done. Trump will have no reason to come here. If you even ask Trump to come here to negotiate for, maybe there will be America will use our crude oil for 10 years. It won't come. It's a question of agreeing with such policy, and it is done. So talking about Biafra, you know, because of Biafra, Trump coming. No, now #1 citizen of the world. It will just be there. A word in the House of Congress, a word at inside White House. United Nations must obey, not will, must.
Mr. Raf, are you forgetting that Nigeria is a sovereign state?
Sovereign state or not, the world president today, #1 person is Donald Trump. Tinubu is not the person that can at least, you know, delay a minute when Donald Trump or White House gives an order. Haven't you watched recently how Binance, the cryptocurrency giant of the world, actually obeyed Trump immediately? Tinubu obeyed Trump, just ordinary order. Not Trump even, Joe Biden. Joe Biden just said something about Binance CEO. He was released. Immediately they released him. The second man, not the first one. He was released immediately. White House says something under Joe Biden. Rock started fidgeting and checking. And what happened to the Binance champion? The man just immediately was released into the United States of America. And now you are talking about Trump, the most, let me say, the most responsible president America has ever had. Do you know why he is the most responsible? In the past, that was when he was 45th president. He released Jerusalem. He restored it to Zion. And today, Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. They are just writing Tel Aviv. But Jerusalem has taken over because Trump has restored Jerusalem. And is the city of God that all Christians everywhere in the world actually know as the capital of Israel. Jerusalem is back. Donald Trump is coming for the second time to actually what? Evacuate. Serious one, quicker one. All the foreigners, Arab foreigners on the land of Canaan land. All of them, they are evacuating. Whether you are a Palestinian, whether you are from a axis of what do you call these people? Yemen, Iran, Lebanon. Though Hezbollah forced Lebanon to, you know, act as an opposition to Israel. Lebanon succumbed many years ago. So what I'm trying to say is this. My brother, listen and listen good. Tinubu, as I'm talking to you now, is an errand boy.
Well, on a final note, on a final note, Mr. Raf, we are aware that Simon Ekpa just submitted a very important letter to the Finnish president. Could this be the final stroke that will break the camel's back for Nigerians? Because the Finnish president is a member of NATO, and they are also members of United Nations. And I understand that this person has a good relationship with Donald Trump. I mean, could this be that?
Yeah, that is the final straw that breaks the camel's back. And I'm telling you that notwithstanding, we actually knew the roles played by Finland 57, 56, 55, 54 years ago. That was during Nigeria Biafran Civil War. That country, Finland, whose president Samuel Ekpa has, you know, our prime minister in exile, has written to. That country denied their children their education, school fees, denied their children basic amenities like, you know, let me say, basic things they needed, those children needed many years ago to grow up as children. They actually forfeited it to the Biafran children, what you call children in Biafran land, so that malnutrition would not disalive or demise or killed those Biafran children. It was Finland that did it, not England, not Great Britain. Great Britain fought Biafra. Great Britain helped in disaliving Biafran children. I'm saying this on camera. Great Britain played important role on disaliving, killings, annihilation, extermination of Biafran children, so that there will be no tribe or race like Igbo today. Britain did it, irrespective of the fact that Ojukwu's father helped them during the Second World War by supplying how many military truck, heavy truck to the Great Britain to use against the Nazis. And they say Great Britain, because they are selfish people, because they are anti-Christ, because they are anti-Igboic, they turn their back on Biafra for Fulani Hausa to finish the whole Igbo race. I don't really understand. Yet they could not actually help the Biafrans. They could not actually play the big role, paternal role as father of Biafra and father of Nigeria, because they are our colonialists. They supported only Fulani Hausa to make sure that Igbos were exterminated from 1967 to 1970. Here we are today. Though they were disallowed in their large numbers, 5 million, but Igbos still remain one of the largest tribes in Africa. Upon the large number that were disallowed by the British colonial policy, ruthless policy of the British, say we remain the highest in Africa in everything. Don't you see that God has hand on that? See, let me tell you, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. British rule currently does not mean anything. What matters now is what America can do. The world police we have on the earth today is United States of America.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wan, for that beautiful piece of submission, as usual. Thank you very much.